I bought a legendary starship they called junk. They were completely wrong. The Orion sector was alive with noise, neon lights, and the constant hum of Starship engines. Aaron Vale had walked these crowded docks hundreds of times, but today, something tugged at his attention like a magnet. Traders shouted, selling exotic metals, alien artifacts, and starship parts. Ships of every shape and size floated in and out of the docking bays, some polished and gleaming, others dented and patched together. Aaron wasn't rich, and he certainly didn't have the flashy style of the corporate spacers who strutted around in polished boots and reinforced suits. He wore a patched-up jumpsuit, oil stains dark on his sleeve, and a tool belt slung across his hip. But he had an eye for things others missed. He had a knack for finding value where others saw only trash. That's why, when a small battered ship caught his eye, he didn't walk past it. The sign hanging crookedly on its hull read, "Legendary Starship, Junk Sale, all offers rejected." Ha! Look at that heap! One alien trader snorted, its 6 eyes narrowing. Doesn't even have a decent hyperdrive. Aaron stepped closer, his fingers brushing along the scratched metal of the hull. The ship looked ordinary at first glance. Scratches, rust, missing panels, but there was something about it. Something subtle. The lines of the ship were strange yet elegant, perfectly balanced, in a way only a master designer could achieve. The trader guarding it, a bulky creature from the Vornak race, sneered at him. "You're wasting your credits." That piece of junk has been abandoned for centuries. Even if it flies, it won't last a week against pirates. Aaron smiled faintly. He had heard that line before, about every ship he'd ever fixed. "Maybe it's not for fighting," he said softly, almost to himself, tracing a faint engraving near the cockpit. "Maybe it's for something else." The trader barked a laugh, showing sharp teeth. "Something else? Like what? Decoration? Scrap metal for a furnace?" Aaron ignored the mockery. He had already checked the ship's registry on his portable terminal. It had once been famous, a hero of countless battles decades ago. Somehow, it had vanished from the galaxy's records and ended up here, discarded like a broken toy. He ran his hand over the cockpit hatch and felt a faint vibration, almost like the ship was alive. "I'll take it," he said firmly. The trader's eyes widened, then narrowed. "You? Take this? Are you mad, human?" Aaron shook his head, smiling. "Not mad, just careful." A few minutes later, after haggling and trading parts he had scavenged over years, Aaron signed the transfer papers. The ship was his. To everyone else, it was junk. To him, it was treasure. He spent the rest of the day preparing for departure. The locals gave him strange looks, whispering and pointing, certain he had lost his mind. Aaron ignored them. He climbed into the cockpit and ran a careful inspection, checking wires, circuits, and the mainframe interface. Some of it was ancient, far beyond anything he had ever worked on, but some components were strangely familiar. "Hello," he said aloud, just as a small panel lit up. A soft hum filled the cockpit. Lights flickered on along the control panels, painting the cabin in shades of blue and silver. The seat adjusted automatically, as if it recognized him. Then a voice, calm, metallic, and unmistakably intelligent, spoke. "Pilot detected. Welcome aboard, Aaron Vale." Aaron froze. "What? Who said that?" "I am Lux," the voice said. "Eclipse Wraith operational. Primary systems online." Lux, the AI he had read about in old archives, the ship's legendary artificial intelligence, believed destroyed centuries ago. And now, it was speaking directly to him. He sat back, staring at the control panels. "You're real?" "I am," Lux replied smoothly. "I have been dormant, awaiting a pilot capable of unlocking full potential." Aaron grinned despite himself. "Well, lucky me, huh?" The AI hummed thoughtfully. "Potential recognized. Many humans underestimate themselves. You have curiosity, resilience, ingenuity." Aaron chuckled. "That's one way to put it." He leaned forward, fingers brushing the touchscreen. "So, Lux, what exactly makes you legendary?" Legendary is a matter of perception, Lux said. I have survived battles, evaded fleets, and carried heroes across the galaxy. My systems are designed for strategic superiority and survival beyond expectations. If he could get this ship operational, he would have power no one could imagine. But first, then, he had to understand it. Over the next hours, he explored every inch of the Eclipse Wraith. Hidden compartments revealed advanced energy cores, defensive modules, and weapon systems unlike anything in the current market. The ship was alive in a way modern vessels were not. Every panel, every wire, every engraving served a purpose, yet there was a sense of mystery. Some of the controls were encrypted, and some modules seemed dormant. Lux explained them piece by piece, though sometimes cryptically, teasing Aaron's curiosity. As the sun of Orion Station set over the docking bay, Aaron finally leaned back in the pilot's seat. The hum of the ship was comforting, like a living heartbeat beneath him. Outside, the galaxy was vast, chaotic, and full of dangers, but now he had an advantage, one that no one else saw coming. His thoughts were interrupted by a sudden warning from Lux, unidentified vessel approaching. Sensors indicate hostile intent. Prepare for potential engagement. Hostile. Here? Now? Probability of attack? High. Lux confirmed. They may have detected the activation of the distress beacon hidden within my systems. Aaron's stomach twisted. He wasn't ready for a fight. Not yet. But he didn't panic. That wasn't how humans survived. He took a deep breath and examined the control panels. The ship was small but agile. Lux began running calculations, mapping escape routes, and analyzing the approaching vessel's trajectory. Looks like trouble, Aaron muttered. He smiled, though. Well, I guess we're about to find out if this junk can still dance. The approaching ship materialized in the bay's outer sector, a sleek, black warship bristling with weapons. Its crew stared at the Eclipse Wraith as if sizing up prey. Aren gripped the controls and whispered, "Okay, old friend. Let's show them what humans can do." With a gentle press of a button, the Eclipse Wraith sprang to life. Its thrusters glowed, lifting the ship with precision and grace. The junk heap shot forward, weaving around the docking bay pylons with the agility of a predator. The black warship fired first, but the shots barely grazed the hull. Lux guided him, providing instant calculations. Evade left, then twist downward. Their targeting systems cannot compensate for sudden vector shifts of this magnitude. Aren laughed, adrenaline surging through him. Never underestimate human reflexes. Lux. Other ships scattered as the battle unfolded. Aren realized the truth. The galaxy had dismissed humans as weak, slow, and fragile. But in this moment, in a ship they called junk, a human pilot was outmaneuvering a warship far superior in firepower. As the enemy ship retreated, unable to land a single hit, Aren's grin widened. He leaned back, feeling the hum of the Eclipse Wraith beneath him. "You know," he said to Lux, "I think they're going to regret calling you junk." And with that, Aren plotted a course out of Orion Station. The galaxy was vast, dangerous, and full of secrets. But he had a legendary ship, a clever AI, and the ingenuity of humanity on his side. Whatever challenges lay ahead, he knew one thing for certain. He had just turned a lifetime of dreams into reality. For the first time in years, Aren Vale felt unstoppable. The hum of the Eclipse Wraith filled the cockpit as Aren Vale stared at the star field stretching before him. The Orion sector was fading behind, the lights of the station glimmering like fireflies in the void. For the first time in his life, he wasn't just a mechanic scavenging broken ships. He was the captain of a legendary vessel. Lux's voice broke the silence. "You have stabilized primary systems. Propulsion efficiency at 92%, defensive shields at 47%. Power cores are operating below optimal but within safe limits. There is much to explore." Aren Vale. Iron rubbed his hands together, excitement rising. "Yeah, I figured as much. But first, I need to understand you, old friend. What makes you legendary?" "You underestimate humans," Lux replied smoothly. "Many pilots fail to see potential. My creators designed me for survival, strategy, and adaptability. Those traits are now yours to command." Aaron smirked. Adaptability, huh? Well, I'm about to test that theory. The first test came sooner than he expected. A faint blip appeared on the sensors, a cargo shuttle, seemingly small and harmless, drifting in the sector. Yet, Lux's tone was serious. Unusual energy signatures detected. Probability of hostile intent, 76%, Lux said. Aaron frowned. A cargo shuttle? You think it's hostile? Hostile intent is subtle. Prepare for engagement. He had faced pirates before, but never in a ship like this. With a flick of switches, the Eclipse Wraith glided forward, thrusters pushing him into a smooth orbit around the shuttle. Targeting sensors online, Lux reported. Energy readings suggest advanced weaponry, though dormant. Their systems are calibrated for human technology, but underestimate this vessel. Underestimation is humanity's favorite trick. The shuttle suddenly powered up, releasing automated drones that swarmed toward the Eclipse Wraith. Aaron's fingers flew across the controls. Lux guided him, projecting the paths of the drones and suggesting evasive maneuvers. Twist left, roll downward, Lux instructed. Their targeting algorithms cannot adjust to unconventional vectors. Aaron leaned forward, feeling the thrill of the chase. He twisted the ship sharply, weaving through the drones. The enemy drones fired, but the shots fizzled against the Eclipse Wraith's shields. Each movement felt like a dance, the ship responding as if it were alive. You see that, Lux? That's called improvisation, Aaron said, grinning. Humans have remarkable ingenuity, Lux replied. Your ability to adapt to unexpected scenarios is superior to most recorded pilots. I think that makes us officially legendary too, don't you? The encounter ended with the drones retreating, the shuttle disappearing into a warp corridor. Aaron breathed heavily, but felt invigorated. He had just tested the ship's capabilities and survived. This is incredible, he said, leaning back. I've never had a ship respond like this before. It's almost alive. Alive in function, yes. Designed for survival and versatility. Many have called me junk because they could not comprehend my potential. They were wrong. Sounds familiar. Humans get underestimated all the time, but it doesn't mean we're weak. Over the next few days, Aaron explored more of the ship. He unlocked hidden compartments, each revealing relics of advanced technology. Energy modules, hyperdrive enhancers, and defensive systems lay dormant, waiting for him to understand their purpose. But there was more than just technology. Lux shared historical data, recounting tales of the Eclipse Wraith's past. Battles fought in distant galaxies, missions that saved entire planets, and encounters with alien fleets that no one survived. The ship had been more than a vessel. It had been a guardian. Aaron was in awe. Why would anyone call a hero junk? He muttered. They have no imagination. You underestimate perception, Lux replied. Legends are often forgotten. Their value is hidden, waiting for someone capable of seeing it. That was him, wasn't it? Someone who saw potential where others didn't. He felt a surge of pride. Humans were often dismissed as fragile or limited, yet here he was, commanding a ship no one else understood. But the galaxy was never quiet for long. On the fourth day, while scanning the nearby asteroid field for rare minerals, Aaron noticed an anomaly on the long-range sensors. A fleet of ships, massive and menacing, had entered the sector. Their energy signatures were unfamiliar, but hostile. Aaron, sensors detect multiple capital-class warships, Lux said. They have not engaged yet, but approach trajectory indicates interception. He had faced drones and shuttles, but a fleet? How fast are they coming? He asked, already calculating escape routes in his head. Maximum warp in 20 minutes. Probable engagement within the hour. Aaron cursed under his breath. Figures. Nothing's ever simple. Lux's voice was calm, almost comforting. Do not underestimate your advantage. Their analysis will assume the vessel is a standard human ship. They do not understand my capabilities, nor yours. Aaron's grin returned. I like those odds. Let's see what happens when they learn the hard way. He spent the next hour preparing the Eclipse Wraith. He rerouted power to defensive shields, adjusted thrusters for high agility, and studied the enemy fleet's likely strategies using Lux's predictions. Every decision showcased human ingenuity, improvisation, creativity, and daring. When the fleet finally arrived, they underestimated him. Their scanners labeled the Eclipse Wraith as an outdated human craft, not realizing it contained technology centuries ahead of their own. The first salvo of weapons fired. Lasers and plasma bolts streaked across the void. But Aaron's reflexes were faster. The Eclipse Wraith twisted, flipped, and dodged with almost impossible precision. Lux guided him through complex maneuvers that seemed to defy physics. "Roll 23 degrees starboard, then invert," Lux instructed. "They cannot compensate for vector unpredictability." Each movement was calculated but instinctive, a combination of human skill and the AI's superior analysis. Shots that would have destroyed other ships fizzled harmlessly across the hull. The enemy fleet began to falter. Their weapons were powerful, but rigid. They expected humans to follow patterns, to react slowly. But Aaron's improvisation broke their calculations. "Humans are dangerous," the fleet commander muttered in disbelief. Aaron chuckled, his hands steady on the controls. "Dangerous? You have no idea." The skirmish ended with the enemy fleet retreating, unable to land a single hit. The Eclipse Wraith hovered in space, shields intact, engines humming in victory. Aaron let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. "You see that, Lux?" he said, leaning back. "That's why nobody should ever call anything human junk. We're always underestimated." "Indeed," Lux replied, "and I am pleased to be part of this demonstration." He felt unstoppable, not because of the ship alone, but because of the combination of human ingenuity and the legendary vessel at his command. For centuries, humans had been underestimated, dismissed as weak. Yet here he was, outmaneuvering a fleet, commanding a ship that had been written off as lost to history. "This is just the beginning," Aaron said quietly. "If they think I'm done, they're in for a surprise." As the Eclipse Wraith glided through the asteroid field, Aaron reflected on the journey so far. He had bought a ship everyone else called junk. He had activated an AI that had survived centuries. He had already outsmarted and outmaneuvered enemies that should have been impossible to face. Yet he knew the galaxy held greater challenges. The fleet's sudden appearance was only a glimpse of the forces that would take notice of a legendary ship returning to the stars. Lux spoke, as if reading his thoughts. "Aaron Vale, there are greater powers observing. Your journey will draw attention. They will challenge you. But remember, humans excel where others fail. Ingenuity, courage, and creativity are your allies." Aaron nodded, determination hardening in his chest. "Then let them come. I'll show them what humans and this ship are really capable of." And with that, he set the course for uncharted space, unaware that his actions had already triggered events that would ripple across the galaxy. The legend of the Eclipse Wraith was awakening, and humanity was about to prove it belonged among the stars. The galaxy outside the Eclipse Wraith was dark and quiet, but Aaron Vale knew better than to trust appearances. The fleet that had retreated days ago was not gone. They were calculating, regrouping, and preparing for a second strike. Lux had been monitoring long-range communications, intercepting chatter in languages Aaron had never heard. "They're discussing strategy," Lux said, voice calm yet tinged with something Aaron thought was caution. "Their leader, a warlord named Jarok, is aware of my systems and your abilities. He perceives the vessel as a threat to his dominion." Aaron gritted his teeth. "Great. So now we have a galactic warlord on our tail. I like how the universe keeps things interesting." Lux hummed softly. "Interesting is one word for it. Survival is another. We must prepare." Aaron spent the next few hours reviewing every system aboard the ship. He rerouted power to the shields, optimized the thrusters for maximum agility, and ran diagnostics on the weapons arrays. Every action was a demonstration of human creativity, fixing centuries-old systems, adapting them to modern threats, and doing so with a speed and intuition no machine could fully replicate without a pilot. By the next day, the warning lights flashed across the cockpit. The Eclipse Wraith sensors detected a massive fleet emerging from hyperspace, sleek, black ships bristling with weapons. The flagship, a colossal vessel with jagged edges and pulsating energy cores, led the formation. "They found us," Aaron said, gripping the controls, "and they mean business. Engagement is inevitable. Probability of survival, 37%, if we rely solely on conventional tactics. Probability increases significantly with unconventional human strategies." Unconventional, huh? That's my specialty. The warlord's fleet closed in, firing first. Plasma beams streaked toward the Eclipse Wraith, but Aaron twisted the ship sharply, dodging with a fluidity that seemed impossible. Lux guided him through maneuvers no human manual could teach, but Aaron added his own instincts, zigzagging, flipping, and weaving through the beams in ways that made the enemy trackers fail completely. "They don't understand us," Aaron muttered. "They think humans are slow, predictable. They've never faced someone who improvises." The flagship fired a massive energy pulse, enough to destroy any conventional vessel. Aaron held his breath and tilted the Eclipse Wraith at an angle no standard maneuver could reach. The pulse grazed the hull, creating sparks but failing to penetrate the reinforced shield matrix. Lux's voice was steady. "Your improvisation is effective. Enemy targeting algorithms are recalibrating, suggest countermeasures to disrupt their formation." Aaron's mind raced. He noticed the fleet's formation relied on rigid spacing, assuming the Eclipse Wraith would follow a predictable path. That assumption was about to be broken. "Lux, I have an idea," he said. "We'll turn their strength against them." The plan was simple in theory, but dangerous in execution. Aaron led the fleet through a dense asteroid field, twisting between massive rocks and debris. The enemy ships followed, their larger size making maneuvering difficult. Plasma beams ricocheted off asteroids, creating explosions that forced the enemy ships to adjust constantly. "Human unpredictability is effective," Lux said, almost admiringly. "Probability of survival now, 69%. Aaron laughed. "See? Told you humans always find a way." The flagship fired again, attempting to cut off his escape, but Aaron had anticipated it. He manipulated the gravitational pull of a nearby asteroid, creating a temporary energy barrier that redirected the attack back toward the enemy ships. Several smaller vessels were disabled instantly. "They're underestimating human ingenuity," Aaron muttered, "and that's their biggest mistake." The fleet regrouped, clearly frustrated. Zarok's flagship moved to engage directly, but Aaron was ready. Using a combination of the ship's agility and the AI's predictive calculations, he exploited weak points in the flagship's defenses. "Target shields weak at Quadrant 3, Luex noted. "Probability of disabling their main cannon if we exploit this, 83%. Aaron adjusted his position and fired a precise energy pulse, hitting the shield's weak point. The main cannon overloaded and temporarily shut down. The flagship rocked, its energy readings fluctuating wildly. "Now we press the advantage," Aaron said, a grin spreading across his face. With Lux's guidance, he used the Eclipse Wraith's full capabilities to disable several other ships. The warlord's fleet, once confident and terrifying, was now in chaos. Aaron's unconventional tactics, twisting the ship, redirecting attacks, exploiting weak points, made the humans appear almost superhuman. Despite the victory, Aaron knew the fight was not over. Zarok would retreat, but he would return with reinforcements. The galaxy was watching, and news of the junk ship surviving against a fleet would spread quickly. Humans would soon have powerful enemies who underestimated them. Yet, Aaron felt a surge of pride. Humanity had been underestimated for centuries, dismissed as fragile and weak. But here he was, piloting a legendary ship, proving that humans were clever, resourceful, and courageous beyond measure. "Not bad for a human," Lux said. "Your improvisation has changed the odds of survival significantly." Aaron smirked. "Not bad? We just embarrassed an entire warlord fleet." "I'd call that legendary." "Indeed," Lux replied, "but there is more ahead. Your journey has drawn attention beyond mere warlords. There are forces in the galaxy who will take interest in your ship and your abilities." Aaron's grin faltered slightly. "More attention? Just when I was getting used to this?" "Attention is inevitable," Lux said. "Your actions are no longer invisible. But remember this, Humans excel where others fail. Ingenuity, courage, and adaptability are unmatched. Aaron nodded, determination hardening in his chest. Then let them come. I'll show them what humans and this ship can do. The Eclipse Wraith glided through space, the wreckage of the destroyed fleet trailing behind. Aaron plotted a course toward an uncharted region of the galaxy, a place that appeared on the ship's old maps as a forgotten human colony. According to Luke's, it was a hidden settlement, lost to time and myth, a place where humans had thrived before the rise of galactic empires. Coordinates received, Luke said. Destination holds potential for resupply, research, and strategic advantage. However, its location is unknown to most, including hostile factions. Aaron felt a thrill of excitement. Finally, a place humans can call our own. Let's see what secrets it holds. But the galaxy did not remain silent. Unknown sensors scanned the Eclipse Wraith, recording its every move. The legend of the junk ship was spreading, and powerful eyes were watching. Some viewed it with awe, others with fear, and many with hunger. Aaron knew one thing for certain. The next phase of his journey would test not just the ship, but humanity itself. Outnumbered and underestimated, he would rely on his wits, courage, and creativity. And with the Eclipse Wraith at his side, there was no limit to what humans could achieve. As the stars stretched ahead, Aaron allowed himself a moment of reflection. He had turned what everyone called junk into a weapon, a shield, and a symbol of human potential. He had survived impossible odds, outsmarted a fleet, and proven that humans were more than capable of standing among the galaxy's greatest. And yet, he knew the greatest challenge was still ahead. The stars stretched endlessly before the Eclipse Wraith, but Aaron Vale's eyes were fixed on the old star charts Lux had revealed. Buried in the ship's archives was a hidden human colony, one long believed to be a myth, a settlement untouched by the rise of empires, a place where humans had thrived in secret. Coordinates set, Lux said. Estimated arrival, 48 hours. Terrain unknown. Potential for valuable resources and technology, high. Aaron leaned back, letting the hum of the ship fill the cabin. A hidden human colony. Can you imagine what we might find there? He murmured. Potential is vast, Lux replied. But caution is advised. Your reputation has spread. There may be observers. Aaron smiled, feeling that familiar thrill. Let them watch. Humans always find a way. The journey through uncharted space was tense. Sensors picked up minor anomalies, energy fluctuations, debris fields, and gravitational distortions. Aaron navigated the Eclipse Wraith carefully, blending human intuition with Lux's calculations. Every maneuver reminded him how humans could turn weakness into strength. The ship's junk reputation meant enemies underestimated it, and he intended to use that to their advantage. On the second day, an unexpected contact appeared. A scout ship emerged from hyperspace, sleek and silent. Its sensors locked onto the Eclipse Wraith, and a transmission followed. This is Admiral Vorin of the Galactic Concord, a cold, metallic voice said. You are in restricted space. Identify yourself. Alarin's grin widened. Restricted? That's funny. I'm just passing through and proving humans aren't as weak as you think. The scout fired warning shots, testing the ship's agility. Aaron responded instantly, weaving through the blasts with precision. Lux guided him, highlighting weak points in the enemy ship's approach patterns. Within minutes, Aaron disabled the scout's engines without harming the crew, a demonstration of both strategy and restraint. Humans excel in creativity and adaptability. Lux noted, your improvisation has neutralized the threat efficiently. Exactly, Aaron said, giving a thumbs up to the AI. Sometimes, brains beat brawn. Finally, after navigating a treacherous asteroid field and evading several patrols, the Eclipse Wraith approached the hidden colony. It lay on a lush planet, partially shielded by natural electromagnetic fields. Ancient structures dotted the landscape, towers, domes, and energy grids that hummed softly under the alien sky. This is it, Lux said. Human colony. Operational, though long uncontacted. Aaron's heart pounded. He had found a piece of human history, a civilization untouched by empires and warlords. It was a place where humans had preserved knowledge, technology, and resilience. He landed the ship in an open field, the hull of the Eclipse Wraith reflecting the alien sunset. Local humans, tall, hardy, and wary, approached. Their eyes widened as they saw the ship. "That ship, it can't be real," one elder whispered. Aaron stepped out, hands raised in greeting. "It's real, and it's yours, in a way. It belongs to humans who never gave up." Over the next several days, Aaron explored the colony with Lux. They discovered archives of lost human knowledge, star maps, technological blueprints, and defensive systems far beyond current galactic technology. The colony had survived without contact, using ingenuity and resourcefulness to thrive in isolation. "This place, it's incredible," Aaron said. "Humans didn't just survive, they excelled. Ingenuity, adaptation, and collaboration enabled this colony to prosper. Your journey has reaffirmed these traits on a galactic scale. I think it's time humanity shows the galaxy what we're really capable of." But word of the Eclipse Wraith's return was spreading fast. Zarak, the warlord, and other factions now saw the ship as a symbol of human defiance. Reports of a single human ship outmaneuvering fleets inspired fear and respect. But this time, he wasn't alone. He had the hidden colony, humans who had honed their skills for centuries, and a legendary ship with an AI that could anticipate nearly every move of an enemy. When the first hostile fleet appeared on the colony's sensors, Aaron was ready. The humans of the hidden settlement worked alongside him, coordinating defensive measures, setting traps, and preparing energy systems for battle. Every move highlighted human ingenuity, using their environment, knowledge, and creativity to outsmart technologically superior enemies. The battle began at dawn. Zarak's flagship led the assault, confident in its firepower, but Aaron and the colony had prepared a trap. Energy fields hidden among the mountains disrupted targeting systems. Automated defenses, created from ancient blueprints, launched surprise attacks. Aaron piloted the Eclipse Wraith through the chaos, dodging and striking with precision. Lux guided him, optimizing maneuvers and exploiting weak points. The ship's systems, once considered junk, now revealed their full legendary power. Shields flashed, thrusters burned, and energy pulses struck enemies at impossible angles. "Humans do not fight like others," Aaron shouted over the comms. "We think, we adapt, we survive." The fleet faltered, its officers stunned. Each attack by the Eclipse Wraith and colony forces disrupted their formations. The humans were clever, resourceful, and united, a force far stronger than any warlord had expected. Zarak's flagship was disabled in minutes, forced to retreat. The remaining ships followed, retreating in disarray. As the smoke cleared, Aaron stood at the colony's command center, looking at the horizon. The hidden humans approached him, their eyes filled with respect and wonder. "You've proven what we've always known," the elder said. "Humans are never to be underestimated. And we've only just begun. The galaxy thinks it knows humans, but it doesn't." Lux's voice was calm, almost reverent. "This ship, combined with human ingenuity, has shifted the balance. Your actions will inspire generations. Legends are no longer forgotten." Aaron smiled. He looked at the Eclipse Wraith, its hull gleaming under the alien sun. What everyone had called junk was now a symbol, a reminder that humans could achieve greatness when underestimated, dismissed, or ignored. The colony offered new allies, resources, and knowledge. Aaron upgraded the ship, unlocking hidden capabilities that had been dormant for centuries. Hyperdrive enhancements, energy shields, and advanced weaponry now operated at peak efficiency. The Eclipse Wraith was more than a ship. It was a testament to human creativity and determination. "We're ready," Aaron said to Lux. "The galaxy won't know what hit it." Indeed, desensitization won't know what hit it. Humans have proven that perception does not define value. Potential does. With a final glance at the colony, Aaron set course for the stars. The galaxy lay before him, full of dangers, mysteries, and opportunities. And he was ready, not just to survive, but to prove humanity's brilliance, ingenuity, and resilience to every corner of space. For centuries, humans had been underestimated. Now, with a legendary ship, a clever AI, and the ingenuity that defined their species, they would be unstoppable. The Eclipse Wraith soared into hyperspace, carrying with it a single message: never underestimate humanity. And with that, a new chapter began. One where humans would not just survive the galaxy, but shape it.